Good day, I'm Dr. Lalith Mendis. I'm the Director, Colombo Empathic Clinic, Empathic Learning Center. And I want to discuss today with you, Dad, you're the hero, and your best role is with your son and daughter. Your best dividends. From success, you move into significance when you take up nurturing and building up the career of your son and daughter. So you, Dad, when you were 16, 17, you began to think of your future and you chose the field you want to be in. You may have gone through university or you may not have. But by 24, you are settled in the field that you would be known for. Till 33, you work hard and you become at that time the potential or the full capacity you're growing. So you might become director, middle level, or you might become professor, because by 33 you know the potential. What actually happens is you are growing God's good gift to perfection, to become the perfect, completed gift, not without error, but completed. So Dad, between completion and incompletion, there's going to be a scowl, howl, and a growl. Scowl, that you are saying it was unfair. Howl, I should have done better. Growl, that you are angry about someone else. Don't go that way. 33 to 43, you grow what you have already got into and become known in your field. That's a success season. At 43, your kid is going to be about 15, daughter or son, and then begins the most important part of your career, giving them their future. At 43, that's half life, and you're entering your era or season of significance, stewardship, the influence. That's what you're going to be known for all along. So as you steward the space and time, the good gift of others under your supervision, superintendent, you also have your son and daughter. So you lead them through challenge. Challenge is a time that you become their best friend. Mother makes it daily safe, and father helps in the next stretch, next step, and in overcoming the boundaries, going beyond the boundaries. Lead through weakness. You have to be with them, especially when you come after work, when they are falling asleep on a bad day. That's the best time GABA and empathy work. You are close to them because you want to see them through weakness. They will never forget that you were there in their weakness. Lifelong bonding. Lead through failure. That's the time your strength, arm around them and believing in them, and for them to know you believe in them, is very important. Lead through arrogance. When they are not listening, be patient. They will come around. Lead through disobedience, a difficult thing. So just provide the boundaries that they don't get into irrevocable problems, irremediable situations, so that you have already provided the safeguards. Then lead while you are being rejected. Sometimes they go through phases, what peers say is the best. Lead through criticism, lead through rebellion, lead through moral failure. Hope you will never encounter it, but if you do, get them back on track. Build them up, heal the wounds. Lead through even some illnesses that may come. Now, Dad, for all this, I want to tell you, alcohol is never your friend. Every bit of alcohol, the first teaspoon of alcohol, makes you not you. Because as Dad, you operate from your top-down regulation. That is to say, the empathy, creative, decision-making, initiation, navigation, successful in conclusion, good reward. That's what you're working even with your children. But when you start sipping alcohol, you slip into the bottom-up regulation, risk, peril, dyspathy, angry, reacting rather than reflecting. So you get into dyspathy. So my suggestion is, no amount of alcohol can be said to be safe in parenting. The Royal College of Gynecology and Obstetrics have already said No amount of alcohol can be said to be safe during pregnancy. The British Pediatric Academy said this for a long time, because mother, you can't drink at all, not a sip of wine, because alcohol gets into the kid's brain, because alcohol is attracted to lipid tissue and brain is full of lipid tissue. I'm Dr. Lalith Mendis, Director, Colombo Empathic Learning Center. Also, I was head of Department of Pharmacology in a state medical faculty. So I'm talking fact that I know. I can send you enough articles. If you want to, please send me a WhatsApp to +94 74 211 5011 if you want further scientific clarification on the topic. So my pitch is this: every bit of alcohol, you become not you. So you begin to change and you don't know you're changing. You become abrasive, aggressive, you boast, you lose your role model, you don't know Pamanadana Kriya Karima, you begin to exaggerate your skill, you start songs that you can't sing, so what's happening? And you're insensitive to the other's name. Alcohol knocks out your GABA. Gamma aminobutyric acid is the empathy molecule that's sensing what your son feels, daughter feels, spouse feels. So thinking for the other, that's empathy. That goes off from the first teaspoonful of alcohol. Don't go that way, and you can't recover. You become even more abrasive and brash, and you assess yourself high, and you look down on others. You attempt things you can't do, like singing a song out of tune, and you become a joke, and you don't know you have become a joke. And then it also says in the Proverbs, do not look upon alcohol when it is red and bubbling, it is intoxicating. That you will see strange things. Especially your sense of modesty goes off and you begin to be vulgar in your jokes. And your eyes begin to search for things that are not right, which you would not do if you were without alcohol. And then alcohol knocks out oxytocin bonhomie, where you communicate, giving others a chance, and you're listening as well. No, alcohol says talk all the time, talk louder than anybody else, be coarse in your talk. So you lose that bonhomie, fellowship, camaraderie, because alcohol is a commander that has taken over. He's an alien that has taken over, invader that has taken over. He does not give anybody else a chance. He doesn't give even you, the real you, a chance. Then alcohol knocks off serotonin, that sense of reward that you get by relationships, in good work. Alcohol says it's done, well done, and alcohol potentiates dopamine. So you get into the mode of dopamine and C2H5OH, ethyl alcohol, rather than dopamine coming down, and serotonin tells you of reward. So my plea is that you have too critical a role at home, corporate home. That's right, that's the most important place. At corporate home, to negotiate kids' emotional states, they lose confidence. They have lost their best friend. Never be there, never be there. And of course, if you drink yourselves to oblivion, you wake up a monster. That's medical fact. Something else has entered you, so don't go there. And with alcohol, you please the outsider. You don't please yourself or your loved one. In fact, you begin to abhor when you come to your senses in the midst of vomit and whatnot, other people bringing you home. So that this is not the way to go. And mom, please don't take alcohol when you're pregnant or even otherwise, because it affects your ovum when you take alcohol. So these are facts. And when parents have taken alcohol and or for any other reason get into a battle and conflict, the child in the womb begins to feel the conflict, and prostaglandins that are responding to stress and battle begin to be formed in the body, and mother's prostaglandins affect the child's brain while in the womb. And then the child becomes autism and ADHD. That's why mothers drinking alcohol has paralleled the rise of ADHD and autism from 1970. Before this, these diagnoses were hardly known. So alcohol has causal relationship with both of this. This is not about the battered baby syndrome of drinking too much alcohol. No, this is about the first teaspoonful of alcohol a mom takes. So I made a strong plea, Dad, that your best is not in alcohol, and what causes a child to lose heart is setting expectations too high. Alcohol can do that, or just ambition can do that. They need to be high but attainable. So I have always said any child can get in the Sri Lanka O-level 3 subjects in A. Some will do it in arts, crafts, music, drama, IT or whatever. Others may do it in math and science, but God is fair, given every child the chance of getting 3 out of 9 subjects in A, but if it may be B. So value the child for what the child can do. Don't put down with degrading remarks. Never make them feel embarrassed in front of others, which is what alcohol will do. You'll get a reputation that goes around. Yes, parties are great at the time, but then comes the dyspathy. Comparing them with someone else is never to be done, because they are in their own right, they have achieved much. Not respecting their feelings, they immediately feel, keep to themselves, and they begin to hide their feelings, and they are not themselves. I have this little booklet about leadership in the home. This is 200 rupees. If you send a WhatsApp and your address, we'll find a way of getting it to you. Very necessary for Dad to be hero. This is your role. And Dad, it's a lifelong investment. Son is your best investment. Daughter is your best investment. Long after you're retired from corporate, those investments begin to speak. And no economic trouble, political upheaval can take that away from you. So this is my plea to every dad and mom. Keep alcohol out. Of course, it's my plea to every child also. Don't do experiments with intoxicants or addictives, because your brain begins to scramble. You must think and do. If you get into addiction, what happens is you get into bottom-up regulation. The last hour's thing, last addiction begins to speak and say, take some more. So then you are not the thinker. The substance molecule is the thinker, because brain chemistry is that. All my research has been on drugs affecting the brain. Brain chemistry is all the time very, very carefully balanced by God the Father. So keep the Good Shepherd as your best friend. You can tell, come into my heart, Lord Jesus, He will come. I was an atheist till I got through the advanced level. I became first in the island in doing the advanced level in chemistry, physics, botany and zoology. I entered Colombo Medical Faculty, and in the Colombo Medical Faculty I was batch top in every exam. However, just after I got through my A-level and before entering medical faculty, the Good Shepherd came into my life, and He changed everything for me. And it has been a life-changing, lifelong, very, very enriching relationship. You can have it, Dad, you can have it, Mom. You can train your children also to listen to the voice of the Good Shepherd, because He said, I come to give life and to give it abundantly. That sense of reverence and wonder for more. Please read Psalm 139, the reverence for what you have, and the wonder and the expectation that more is there. That's human development. That comes as you interact with the Good Shepherd, read His word. And He promises in John 10:27, my sheep hear my voice. He said in John 10:10, I am the Good Shepherd, I have come to give life and to give it more abundantly. But there's a thief. He comes to steal, destroy, and kill relationships. We don't want to go that way. So if you want any more clips of reason, science, spirituality, or on my usual subject, screen-brain balance, digital toxicity, please send a WhatsApp to +94 74 211 5011. If you want a cost-free consultation for alcoholic problems or any other for you, or for your kids' digital health and addictive problems, please send a cost-free consultation. Ask for a cost-free consultation from 077 151 2801. I'm Dr. Lalith Mendis. Thank you for listening. We'll meet again.